Ahoy folks, and welcome back to Broadside Gaming with me, Zug. So, there's been some changes since the last build guide I've put out for the Heavy. We've played a lot more. We've played on Roofless, we've played all the way through Roofless and gotten ourselves lots of lovely things. So we've made a lot of changes to the build, and I'm going to go through them now and basically show you how Roofless is kind of made pretty, not easy, but extremely doable. So this is how it's very doable. So I'm going to show you two builds. So first of all, we're going to go with the Multimelta build that I've been using. I'm currently leveling this one up, but I would highly suggest either the range Multimelta, as you can see here, 4 range, or extra ammo. The range just gives you that bit more space to shoot and is quite safe. Also, it's very useful when the Zonothrope is just flying above you, wagging its bum at you, and you can't quite reach it. So the range Multimelta is all round just a good pick. But if you want to play it a little safer, you can pick up the increased ammo version. I don't rate the fire rate one, lol, very much. I'm only using it at the moment because I want to level it to get the last point. And speaking of points, this is how we are building the gun. So we're starting off with increased capacity. The maximum ammo reserve of this weapon is increased by 20%. Moving on to elite restoration. Killing a Majoris level or higher enemy restores 10% of your maximum ammo reserve. Cannot exceed maximum ammo capacity. Cooldown is 30 seconds. Then we're going to be grabbing heavy fire. While in heavy stance, fire rate is increased by 15%. We're going to take 1 point down here just to increase our range by 1 meter. This is a very, very useful point. I wouldn't skip out on that. Then we're going to be taking heavy immunity. While in heavy stance, you do not lose control from heavy hits. Do be warned, though, the really stupid attack, the Tyrannid Warriors of dual bone swords, they can still knock you on your bum. And then we're going to be going for Executioner's Fire. After a finisher, fire rate is increased by 25% for 5 seconds. Not outstandingly amazing, but we want it for the next couple of points, which is while in heavy stance, you deal 15% more damage. While in heavy stance, you deal 15% more damage, so we're getting a nice 30% damage boost there. Death Strike, after killing a Majoris level or higher enemy with a melee weapon, you deal 25% more damage for 5 seconds. So basically, if you can get a melee execute off on something, as soon as you turn around, you're blasting away for 25% more damage. So if you can get a few executes in while you're in close range, go for it. And then the last point we're going to be taking is increased capacity. The maximum ammo reserve for this weapon is increased by 20%. So this should give us a huge amount of ammo and also damage. And we're pairing that with this. So obviously it's Multimelta, so we're going to go with multi-kill. Killing 5 more enemies with 1 shot from Multimelta restores 1 ammo. Very, very useful, especially in horde situations, which is basically all the time. We're going to be picking up Strategic Stand. While in heavy stance, dealing damage restores 15% more contested health, but you will not be able to move. This is actually way better than it's making out in the tooltip. So basically what you do is when you go into heavy stance, you are locked in place. You can still spin on the spot and turn around, but you can't move. But this allows you to tank huge amounts of damage, because no matter how chewed up you're getting, as long as you can keep firing, you will heal yourself. You will just continuously heal yourself with damage and killing. So this ability is really good. It just takes a bit of getting used to, because you wouldn't be using this leveling up because it's quite far into the tree. But honestly, this is a very, very important ability to take. Next up, we're going for Overwhelming Firepower. While Iron Halo is active, all squad members within 10 meters deal 10% more range damage, including yourself. So just a nice damage boost there. Here you have a few different choices. You can change this if you want. I'm going with ammo supplies because I use the Multimelta most of the time, and it has a very, very small ammo capacity, so this helps a lot. But the other choices are still pretty good. You can go for Bonds of Brotherhood, especially if you're a newer player. Reviving a squad member restores them to full health. That's useful. And all squad members take 20% less damage from ranged attacks. They're all good. I just prefer having more ammo. Right, next up, into the gear section. We are going to be taking Adamant Will. After Iron Halo deactivates, you take 20% less health damage for 5 seconds. We're going to be turning Iron Halo on and off the entire time. So when we're being fired upon, it's on, and then you can just turn it off. You don't have to wait for the entire thing to cool down. Then we're going to be taking Iron Halo's durability is increased by 20%. And then we're going to be grabbing... Well, actually, I'm going to talk about this tree a little bit more. You can take this one, but Power Regulator is also a good choice. You're not completely locked in here. I just prefer this one, but if you want to take Power Regulation, go for it. They both work perfectly fine. Next up, we're taking Brute Force. When Iron Halo is on cooldown, range damage is increased by 15%. Again, we're going to be using Iron Halo all the time, not for its full duration, but we're going to be turning it on and off. And as soon as we've turned it on, then off, we get the damage buff. And last but not least, the signature. We're going to be taking Conversion Field. When Iron Halo is active, all squad members within 100 meters regenerate ability charge 50% faster. This is very, very, very powerful. Especially when you've got things like a tactical in the group or an assault, or anything that really relies on their ability. This is going to help them massively. Right, your other choices are Coolant Reserve. If both of your squad members are incapacitated or grabbed, your primary weapon will not overheat. It's a very niche skill. I wouldn't suggest it. And then the last one is Offensive Capability. When active, Iron Halo deals damage over time to all enemies in 5 meters. Honestly, you don't need it. The amount of damage you can pump out, this isn't even going to scratch the surface with the damage it can do. You're literally wielding a Multimelta, a plasma cannon, or a heavy bolter. This is a trap. The damage is extremely low. You don't need it. If they buff this, then that would be absolutely amazing. If they buffed it, it would become really good. Because in horde situations, you're continuously pumping out tick damage while you're firing. But at this point in time, it's not worth it. So this is the skill setup for the Multimelta build. I am going to go through with you for a heavy bolter as well. So, heavy bolter. I haven't leveled the heavy bolter up as much as the Multimelta, so I've only got one relic one open at the moment. But we can still look at the perks. So, we're going for the top line, fast venting, into perfect cooling, increased capacity, heavy immunity. While in heavy stance, you do not lose control from heavy hits. This is going to pair really nicely with that heavy stance lockdown ability. Adamant Restoration. When your health drops below 30%, your ammo reserve is restored by 25% of the maximum capacity. You cannot exceed capacity, blah, 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 30 seconds. And then we're grabbing Heavy Might. While in heavy stance, you deal 15% more damage, 15% more damage. And then we're literally just going to go along here into Discipline, Fast Venting, Increased Capacity, and Great Might. Damage increased by 10% against Terminus enemies. So we're literally going for the full top row for this. And my suggestion would be, for the Heavy Bolter, when you do get it, this one does slightly more damage, but the Heavy Bolter really does shine when you can work headshots into it. If you can get quite accurate and just aim for the face, you're going to be doing a lot more damage. So I would always suggest with the heavy bolter is this one with 4 accuracy. You are losing 1 pip of damage, but the increased accuracy is incredibly noticeable. Like, it's crazy noticeable. But of course, you can use whatever one you want. You know, if you gel better with, I don't know, the venting speed or the increased ammo or just big piles of damage, obviously use what you want. These are just my suggestions. Now, for this, we do have to change the talent tree slightly because obviously we can't take multi-kill because we're not using Multimelta. So our choices are Restoration or Auxiliary Ammunition. And the choice is Auxiliary Ammunition. That's literally it. Just Multimelta, not Multimelta. Not much of a change there. But that's it there. And let's just talk about strategic stand a little bit more. this talent does a very bad job of explaining what it does. So if it said, oh, by the way, you become a turret and everything you kill heals you, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's really cool. But it kind of just makes it sound like it's like, oh, it's a little bit more contested health. It's like, no, you actually get that contested health without having to execute anything. You literally stand there and just gun everything down and heal. So I do think this tooltip does it very little justice. And last but not least, we are going to talk about the sidearm, because I haven't really spoken about that yet. I haven't unlocked the Relic. Oh no, I have unlocked the Relic pistol. What am I talking about? God knows. Right. So if you're going to go for the Relic bolt pistol, I'd suggest the bottom line until Artificer and then head to the top. So Great Might into Retaliation, into Iron Grip, Divine Might, Extended Magazine, Headhunter, Elite Hunter, and then Headhunter. And then Honed Precision. So I was making sure there's actually enough mastery points in there to do that. And there should be. No, there's not. So we're not taking Honed Precision, we're going up to here. And for the Plasma Pistol, starting at the top, getting Common Cooling, Rapid Cooling, Blast Radius, Supercharged Shot, Great Might, Plasma Collection, Efficient Charge, into Retaliation. These are all leveled, yep. So it's just the last point we're not taking, which is Fast Venting. And this is your long-range disruption weapon, basically. So when you have a Tyranid warrior trying to call in reinforcements, or a 1,000 Suns trying to call in reinforcements, one charge shot to the face from this, and it stops it. So if you can't bring your heavy weapon to bear, don't forget you have a sidearm that is incredibly powerful. Like when you're fighting on the move, or against a boss that you can't afford to take the second to just heavy attack, while you're repositioning yourself, you should be firing your pistol. If you're having to move or, you know, do anything, use your pistol, keep moving. But there you go, folks. That is the updated heavy build. I do hope this helps. If it does, please do like, subscribe, ring that bell for notification. It really does help us out. And I shall see you all for the next one. Till then, take it easy. I'll see you later.